Hey guys, I'm probably looking a little bit strange today, and that is because I have not yet done my foundation or any face makeup, just done my eyes, and that is because I'm going to be trying out a new product from Australis today. I'm going to be trying out the Australis Matchmaker Shade Adjusting Drops. They have two shades. They have the darkening shade and the lightening shade. This one that I have here is the lightening one, and that's perfect for today because, as you can probably tell, I am not fake tanned. So the idea of these drops is to drop them into your foundation to lighten them or darken them if you have the darkening one. I have the lightening one simply because I'm always fake tanned, except for today. Today is an exception. I'm always fake tanned, so I always tend to go for the darker foundations. But there are days where I get caught off guard, and like today, I'm not tanned. So I need something that's going to lighten my foundation. This is not a new concept at all. It's very similar to the Cover FX concept of the shade adjusting drops and things like that. However, this is a drugstore version. So it's affordable, it's at the drugstore, it's very easy to pick up. It's hopefully a good dupe, but we're gonna find that out today. So let's give this a go. Now, like I said before, I'm always fake tanned, so the foundation that I'm gonna be using today matches me when I am fake tanned. And just to keep things fair, I'm actually going to be using an Australis foundation today. Just thought that it would even the playing field a little bit and maybe get a better result, as we will be using their formula rather than bringing in a new formula altogether. And I feel like it's almost a little bit more pressure on the product, because if it doesn't work with its own formula, then that's bad. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and grab a mixing plate. I'm going to show you guys how these drops work.
Okay, so on my mixing plate, I just put a couple of pumps of the Eau to Glow foundation by Australis. And then what I did was just pop a little drop into the foundation. And then what you want to do is just mix it together so that it's all nice and blended and like there's no streaky bits and it's just one consistent color. I did have to go in with another tiny little bit just to make sure it was exactly my shade. But that's a good thing about these drops. You can just keep adding until you get the perfect shade that you want.
So as you can see, this shade as it is way too dark for me. But once I added the lightening drops, I think I now have a good colour, but we'll see about that because I am quite pale at the moment. So this is the colour that we ended up with. So I think it could be just right. I think it will be alright, but we'll see how we go. We can always lighten it up a little bit more. As far as the drops go, they're a lot thicker than I thought. I thought they were going to be a little bit more watery, but they're quite thick, which I like because that means that it won't change the foundation too much. Like if they're quite watery, it might water down your foundation. But the consistency of the foundation stayed pretty much the same. Okay, so now I'm just going to pop this on my face. I've just grabbed an Artiste blurring foundation brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop it on. Okay, so already you can see that this matches me really well. I think it's really nice that you can kind of customize your foundation, because at different times of year, everyone is a different shade. Your skin is going to change. You're going to get darker, you're going to get lighter. If you wear fake tan, obviously the change is going to be a little bit more drastic, like I am today. With weather and stuff, you're going to get a little bit more tanned and you're going to get lighter. It's just what happens. But I think that this is quite a good match to my skin at the moment. I'm actually pretty impressed with these drops. If you are someone that is wanting to customize their foundation, I feel like these are actually really good. I'm gonna have to mix up a little bit more because I haven't done my forehead yet and I've run out of foundation. So hopefully I can get them to match just as well as I did the first time. I will say though, the droplet itself is not very easy to use. It kind of gets a lot of air in it. I'll show you what I mean. So it kind of is a little bit more gloopy than droppy, and it gets air in it, so just be careful. And you tend to get a lot of product on the side of the container as you're pushing it in. It kind of overflows on the edge, so I might even just try and, like, if I wipe this off, that's a lot of product just on the side. So maybe the packaging isn't, I don't know. I don't know how you would improve that though. I'm not a packaging expert, but it's just a little bit fiddly. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now that I have finished my foundation. I think it is a pretty good match to my natural skin tone. It was very easy to get that. It did not take me long. It was literally just 3 drops and it was a pretty good match. I'm quite happy with this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get on with the rest of my makeup, see how things go, and I'll get back to you guys with my final thoughts. And I'm back. So my final thoughts are, let's do a little pros and cons list. So firstly, let's start with the cons so we finish on a high note. So cons is, I feel like it sheared out the coverage of the foundation. I have used this foundation many times before and it's quite like full coverage without being heavy, but I feel like the drops kind of sheared out the coverage a little bit and it wasn't as full coverage as it normally is. The second con is probably the packaging. When you take the lid off, there is so much, like, I don't know how you would stop this, but I'll show you what I mean. Can you see how much product there is all up in the lid? And then when you put the lid on, that then gets all over the product itself and it can get quite messy. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that. So it gets a little bit messy for my liking. The dropper just, see, I've just put it all over the side again. Ah! It's so frustrating. I hate it when things get all messy because I feel like I'm wasting product and it gets all like dried out and gross. So that's another con. Now onto the pros. I feel like they kind of outweigh the cons, but the pros of this product, I would say that it is so much more affordable than getting Cover FX custom enhancer drops. I actually have not tried those drops, so I can't say that they're bad in any way, but for their sole purpose and what they were designed to do, this kind of can do the job for much less. So I'd definitely say that this is a dupe for those, although I haven't tried them myself, so I can't say how they're similar or whatever, but I guess the concept of it is very similar and I would say that these are so much more affordable. This is also much cheaper than buying a new foundation. If you are sometimes tan, sometimes pale, you don't have to have 2 foundations. You could just grab this and it would last you a longer time, and I feel like it would just maybe be a little bit more easy and affordable than having 2 separate foundations. Now another pro is if you're a pale girl like me, like I'm quite pale, or if you're paler than me and you don't wear fake tan and you just love being pale but you can't find a foundation that matches your skin tone, which honestly I have found myself. I have tried to buy foundations that match me as at my natural color, but they're always like too pink or too yellow, or they're just not light enough at all. I think that if you are on the paler side of the spectrum like I am, it's a little hard to get your hands on a foundation that matches you perfectly. So I think with the help of these drops, what you could do is get a foundation that is closest to you as possible, and then you could just use the drops to help assist you get the perfect color, because I think this actually was a really good color for me. I'm not sure how it's picking up in the camera, but in real life, this face to neck and décolletage ratio is pretty good. I would happily go in public like this. I feel like it's matched quite nicely. It also didn't have any weird reactions with concealer, bronzer, anything like that. It didn't change the foundation. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. I think that for a drugstore product, it's pretty dang good, and I'll definitely be using it again, and I'll definitely have to try it out with a foundation that isn't Australis. I'll try it with a couple of other different foundations, see how it goes. I'll let my Snap fam know how all of that goes. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. I really hope it was helpful to you. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up, share it with a friend, help a pale sister out. I don't know. It just helps me when you guys share my videos, like them, comment. I will leave all the details to where you can buy this product down below, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on all of those platforms, so head on over and let's have a chat. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next video, if not sooner. Bye!